Hi, welcome to Triathletes in Motion YouTube channel. I'm Mark Evans, and you should go ahead and read the About section on the channel, and or if you're first time here, our introductory video will tell you about what we're doing. And basically we are going through all the principles in Triathletes in Motion, a book that I worked on for about 3 years, and it includes about 25 years of coaching experience that I think are extremely valuable principles on physiology, biomechanics, technique, core development, etc. But today's video is how to gauge intensity and what the principles of intensity are. And this is in chapter 2 of the book, and it's table 2.1. And table 2.1 are, again, basically intensity guidelines or principles of how to structure workouts in relationship to heart rate, perceived exertion, the characteristics that you're looking for in the workout. And essentially, when you have a larger view of the training, what the period is, whether it's off season, in season, post recovery, post race, pre-race, taper, there are intensity guideline principles for effort, work rest ratio, dose, how much that is for each of the 6 training intensities that I've done in a previous video on what those intensities are, from oxygen aerobic to more super threshold, anaerobic threshold types of training. 6 levels of intensity, 6 levels of perceived exertion. The goal of the workout, again, drives what physiological aspects you're looking to develop. A continuum of performance, or the ability to train the next day appropriately, is why these rules are important. And these rules, based on well-researched physiological guidelines, will help you increase the transfer of oxygen to your working muscles, blood flow, air intake, cardiac output, increasing your capillary density, and basically delivering of oxygen to the muscles in a more efficient way. Essentially, again, effectiveness of the management of training and the progression of training that is based upon intensity, or the work, the rest, and the dose of those intervals. In chapter 2, 2.1, let me grab that for you, and I'll put up a shot of it on the screen here. 2.1 is your intensity and recovery interval chart. And so, for example, we look at percent of maximal heart rate. And for those of you who have read my work, heart rate is a variable gauge of intensity. There are elements that cause different outputs. Training effect, cardiac output, rest, recovery, motivation, those kinds of things. But nonetheless, it's a guide. The training zone, I have 6, and there is a rating of perceived exertion. And as I've mentioned before, that is the key component of managing intensity, how your body, your mind is responding to the intensity, the duration, the recovery of a particular training workout intensity. What are the attributes? So again, we're kind of like, what is the goal of the workout? What physiological attributes are we looking for? And that's kind of important too. You know, what is it that you want? Endurance, super threshold, threshold training, sub-threshold training, above race pace training, super race pace training. Let me give you an example of why this is important. If I asked you to do, let's say 50 meters, and I said, run as fast as you possibly can for 50 meters. And then at the end of the 50 meters, I said, okay, I want to do that 10 more times, but you only get 5 seconds rest between each one, and I want each one to be the same effort as you just did. You're not going to be able to do that. And that's why work-rest ratios are important in relationship to a physiological attribute or a characteristic that you're looking for. So the interval durations, there's rules for that too. How long should those intervals be? Again, the work-rest ratios help you get the right dose, the right amount of intensity for each one of the workouts that you're trying to do. And again, whether it's on a daily workout a weekly workout, what's kind of the overall plan, the physiological plan, what kind of adaptations that you're looking to achieve. That's why these guidelines, these principles of work rest and the attributes are so important. And I think all coaches and athletes would really benefit from understanding what these elements are, engaging it properly, and then assigning the right kind of dose. So take a look at that chapter. Again, thanks for watching, subscribing, sharing, and we're really active on comments, and we'll go ahead and try to answer any questions that you have. I'm Mark Evans, and thanks for watching Triathletes in Motion YouTube channel.